Yep. You turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenges. Get in the ring with me. Yep. You turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenges. Get in the ring with me. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force.
Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Now let's go to the ring.
Hello, in this video I'm going to be talking about the loop editor function of ZwoBot. So I've already got some things set up in my Ableton project here. I've got an audio channel with a few drum breaks, I've got a MIDI channel with a bass part, and then I've got another MIDI channel where I've put my ZwoBot player. And the reason I put this on a separate channel is because I'm going to be using the audio for this video, and I want to route that audio through this compressor and this delay, and I don't want those to be affecting the bass and the breaks, so I've put this on a separate channel. The reason I chose a MIDI channel rather than an audio channel was just because I'm going to be using some clip automation later, and it's slightly easier to do on a MIDI channel than an audio channel. I've also got this monitor module, but I'm going to be talking about that in a separate video, so we won't worry about that for now. Okay, so the video I'm going to be using is one that I've ripped from YouTube. It's just a hilariously awful wrestling promo from, I think, the 80s, maybe the 70s. If you want to find the video on YouTube, it's just called something like the best wrestling promo ever, something along those lines. So if I want to go into my loop editor, I'm just going to click this little plus button here by the play bar, and that will open this window. And you've got separate loop editors for video deck A and video deck B. So if I want to have different loops and slices set up for each video, I can. But I'm only going to be using deck A. So here we've got 3 bars. The top one, loop, is where I can set my manual loop. So all I've got to do is click and drag, and this highlighted area is the loop that's being created. So if I press play now, you'll notice just that part is looping. And this is reflected down here. You can see the area that the loop is also down there. If I want to get rid of that loop, I can either just click off it, or I can click this R button, which stands for reset loop, and that'll remove it. If I want to get a more precise loop, I can use these functions down here, loop start and loop end. I can either click and drag up or down, or I can manually input something. So if I put 16.54 seconds, and I want it to end at 17.54, now I've got exactly a 1 second loop. I'm going to get rid of that. Pause it. Down here we've got a scrub button, so scrub bar, sorry. We can scrub through the video there, and I can click at different points, jump to different points. And then at the bottom we've got this slice section, which is where you can create custom slices, but I'm going to come back to that in a second. Down here, total time, this shows the total time of the full video clip. The time is where you're currently at on the scrub bar here, so you'll see that's changing as I'm jumping around the video. Loop start and loop end we've already covered. Obviously this is just a play pause button. This button jumps you back to the start of the clip. However, if you've got a loop set up, you go back to the start. As soon as you press play, it's going to jump back into the loop. This button controls what the loop does, and it's the same as this control down here, so you'll notice as I'm changing this, it's also changing here on the play bar. So ignore loop is going to ignore the loop, as it says. It's going to keep playing. Loop will loop the video back to the start once it's finished, and then palindrome will reverse it like so, and then start playing it through again. This relates to if you've got multiple videos loaded up. So if I had more than one video here, I would be able to jump to different videos using this. As it is, I've only got one video, so it doesn't do anything. Okay, let's reset this loop. Go back to the start. This button will sync the video to your project timeline. So currently I'm in session view, so there is no timeline, but if I switch to arrangement view, we've got the timeline here. So currently, I'm just going to change that to none. If I jump around the project timeline and I play the video, it's not doing anything to the video is just playing through as usual. However, if I stop this, go back to the start, if I turn this on, so it turns green, now when I jump around in the project timeline, it's also jumping to the same point in the video. So if I jump to 30 seconds on the timeline, it's going to also jump to 30 seconds in the video. So the video is now synced to my project timeline. So that can be good if you're working in arrangement view. But I'm not, so I'm going to stop that and I'm going to turn that off. Let's go back to session view. Okay, so over here we've got a slice sequencer, and you can have 16 different slices indicated by these buttons here. So I'm going to go back to this that I mentioned earlier. This is where you can set your slices. So there's two ways you can do it. You can either do it by just clicking here, and this blue line is going to indicate where the slice is, or you can manually input a specific time point up here. Again, you can either click and drag up and down, or I can manually put something in. So if I know I want a slice point at 10 seconds, I can just hit that and it'll create the slice there. And yeah, I can jump between the different slices here. So currently I've only got one slice set for number 1 here. If I click on 2, I can set another one there. I can set a third one, a fourth one, and so on and so forth. And like I said, you can have up to 16. Now it can get a bit fiddly when it comes to making sure you're setting the right slice. And one thing that you can do accidentally is override a slice. So if I'm on this one and I click here, it overrides the one that's already there. And yeah, it can be quite easy to do that accidentally. So what I recommend, before setting a slice, just make sure you click on the one that you want to slice to make sure you're on the right one, because it can be quite easy to lose track of which one you're on. And if you want to reset them all, this button will reset all slices. If you just want to reset an individual one, this little R up here will get rid of the individual one you're on. This button up here can set it to gate mode or trigger mode. So if I just set up a bunch of random slices, maybe I can demonstrate that. So let's just put these 4. So the way you trigger them is just by clicking them. So now if I play the project, you can see in the video here that those slices are being triggered by me clicking them. If I switch it to gate mode, it's only going to play while I'm holding it down. So I'm holding it down, I'm letting go, and it's stopped playing. Let's turn the audio on. There we go. So to enable audio on the video, I'm just going to click this button, and now audio is enabled, so we should hear it now.
Probably the hardest match I ever had in my life. Backstab me, backstab me.
And if I put it on trigger, it's just going to play through after I click it. Providing
backstab me one way or another, and you treat challenge to you, Motley Cruz. Get in the ring with me.
So down here we've got a sequencer, which is going to automatically play all these slices in order, in time with the BPM of the project. So let's just set some more random slices, and then I can demonstrate it. This is probably going to sound terrible. let's see. Okay, might as well do these last two. So I've got 16 slices set up here. I can either manually trigger them by clicking them here, or I'm going to click start to put my sequencer on, and we'll put the metronome on so we can hear it in time. So let's press play to trigger the video and start.
Turn the tape angry. I went in my barber. Turn the tape angry.
So down here we've also got control over the frequency of how often it jumps to the next slice. So that was set to 1/4, so it was going on every beat, but we can slow it down, which will sound like this.
In the ring, I'm going my barber.
Set it to every bar.
Challenge to you, Motley Crue. Turn the tables in a wrong way. Angry. This time.
Or we can make it go ridiculously fast.
Turn angry.
Okay, so you can start and stop that by pressing this button. This button will manually jump to the next slice. If you don't want it to be in time with the BPM, you can manually do it that way. Now this sync button will sync the sequencer so that the first one always falls on the first beat of the bar. So if I turn it off and I put the metronome back on, if I start it on the third bar, the first slice is going to fall on the third bar, or the third beat, sorry. So let's just demonstrate that.
Probably the hardest match I ever had in my life.
3,
Turn the tape angry.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first one is falling on the
Turn the tape angry.
whatever beat it is, the third beat. It's not the first beat basically. Whereas if I turn sync on, it's basically going to make sure that the first one falls on the first bar. So it's just syncing it up to the beats of the project. So let's demonstrate that. So off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not falling on the first, whereas if I put sync on, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it just makes sure that the first slice falls on the first beat of the project. Okay, so I've got some custom slices that I'm going to put in myself. So I'll probably just maybe speed this up while I manually put all these slices in. Okay, so I've just programmed in 8 slices, and I'm going to close my loop editor. And what I'm going to do is, instead of using the sequencer or manually triggering them, I want to put in some clip automation to trigger them, because I don't want them to be coming sort of on the beat, which like you get with the sequencer, but I also don't want to have to manually be doing it. So in order to do this, I'm going to create a MIDI clip on the same channel that my ZwoBot player is on. So just double click in here to create a MIDI clip. I'm going to set this to 8 bars. Just make this a bit bigger, make this a bit smaller. Actually, we can keep this smaller because it doesn't matter. I'm going to go into my envelopes tab here, and ZwoBot is already selected. So here we've got a list of all the ZwoBot parameters, the player parameters that can be automated. So basically every control on the player you can automate. Now I want to automate those slices that I set up, which is all of these. So slice A1, slice A2, slice A3, that corresponds to these. So 1 is A1, 2 is A2, 3 is A3, etc. So yeah, A2, A3, A1. And the reason it says A is because it's video deck A. You've also got the ones for video deck B up here, slice B1, B2, etc. So let's start with slice A1. And what you've got here is just two settings, 0 or 1, because it's just on or off. Either the slice is being triggered or it's not. So I want this first slice to be triggered here, pretty much right at the start. Ooh, get rid of that. Let's bring this down. It's a bit fiddly because it's a very small sort of space to work with. If ever anyone that knows how I can make this bigger, chuck a comment at the bottom, because I'm not too sure. There we go. So what that's doing now, this at this point, so what is it, like 0 point or 1 point, whatever it is, of the bar, that slice is going to be triggered. And because I've set it to trigger mode, it's going to keep playing from that point. That's fine for slice 1, that's all I need. Slice 2, now I want slice 2 to trigger on the second beat, like so. And because I'm triggering slice 2 there, slice 1 is automatically going to stop. I don't have to turn it off because slice 2 is essentially overriding it. So I don't have to do anything here. It's on there, and then slice 2 is starting here. So slice 1 is automatically going to stop because of that. Slice 3, I want to be triggered here. And I know where I'm putting all these points because I've tested it previously. When you're doing this, you'll probably go through a process of experimenting and figuring out where you want it to go. Okay, slice 5, I want on the 6th beat. There we go. And slice 6, I want on the 8th beat. Okay, so what I should have now, when I trigger this MIDI clip, it should automatically trigger those slices based on where I put that clip automation in. So let's see what happens. Okay, so it's not playing, and the reason it's not playing is because I also need to put in some automation to tell it to play the video. I could manually click play down here, but that kind of eliminates the point of doing the automation if I'm still having to manually click the play button. So we need to find the play button on here, or just click it and then it'll automatically select it here. So currently the default is that it's set to pause. So what I want to do, I just want to...
Now I'm the one doing the challenging. I'm issuing a challenge to you, Motley Cruz. Yep.
Just pause it there. So I want to manually move it to play on the first bar. So now when I trigger this clip, it's going to tell it to play, and I'm not going to have to manually do that. Okay, so let's have a look and see what it did with those slice points.
Yep. You turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Yep.
Okay, so there's a point at the end when he says get in the ring with me. It doesn't go on for quite long enough. It kind of cuts it off at the end, and the bit before that where he was starting to say his next sentence that came in a little bit. I'll just watch it again and you'll see the timing isn't exactly as I want it.
Yep. You turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Yep.
There it kind of cuts off quite quickly. So what I can do is automate the speed as well. So I can automate the speed to slow down at certain points and speed up to get the timing a bit more smooth. So I'm going to do that. So if I just click this, then when I go to the MIDI clip, it'll automatically select it. And what I'm going to do is right at the end here, I'm going to slow it down a bit to maybe about here, just to delay the sentence that he starts to say at this point, so it's a bit smoother. And then I'm going to jump it up, but I'm actually going to make this end bit faster a little bit so that he gets his whole sentence out before it jumps back to the start of the clip. Although actually maybe I'll do that. Let's see how that sounds.
Yep. You turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Yep.
Yeah, so that's cool. So it slows down the bit at this point in the video so that he didn't start the next sentence, so you don't get that little start of like brief bit where he's starting the next sentence before it cuts. And because I've sped up the end, he gets more of that sentence in before the loop starts back. Plus we get the comedy pitch shift, which is nice. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is create another MIDI clip to trigger the other 2 loops, because I set up 8 and I've only triggered 6 in there, so we can get a variety on the phrase. So in this MIDI clip, I'm going to do something with slice 7 and 8. So slice 7, I'm gonna, let's just go back to 132. I'm gonna trigger it as early as I possibly can, which is there. And then, I need to set this to 8 bars first. There we go. And then I'm going to turn it off there. I'm going to re-trigger this one. So instead of just triggering it once and then have another slice overtake it, I'm actually going to repeat this slice. And I think I want it to be something like this. Let's just see what that does. Okay, so I need to do the play button again because this MIDI clip doesn't have that play button automation, so it's going to be on pause. So I just need to go back, click the play button, and just make sure I put in to tell it to play.
Yep.
There we go.
Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine.
So yeah, what I want is that little cheat me to be repeated. So let's just see that again.
Yep. Cheat me out. Yep.
So it's not triggering it here. Why is that? Maybe if I move it across a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't quite pick up the points. It's a bit finicky, but let's see.
Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine.
That's what I want. Let's try it again.
Cheat me out. Yep.
See, if I put it right on the very first bar, like I have here, for some reason it's not recognizing it, so I have to put it slightly after. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. That's cool. Here we've got a little bit of him starting the next sentence again. Notice by when he gets to here.
Out of what's rightfully mine.
So I might just do the speed thing again by here. Maybe about here. I'll just slow it down a little. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. Cheat me. Yeah, cool. Okay, and then the last slice I'm going to trigger on the 6th bar because I'm happy with that slice playing out up to that point. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force. I think that's good. What I might do is slow it down at the end, just for shits and giggles. Add a bit of gravitas to what he's saying. Let's see that. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force. Oh, I missed it. I wanted that. I've got to put it on this bar. There we go. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. Cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force. Cool. Maybe I just want to bring it a bit earlier because I think he says it a bit sooner.
Yep, I'm going full force. Critique.
Great, and I want it to speed back up at the end because the last time I play this, I want it to just play through where it goes back to the interview and the clip ends. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is let's have some breaks to accompany this fantastic promo. So let's see how it sounds with some breaks and some bass.
Yep, you turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Yep, you turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine.
Cool. What I'm going to do then is now put some follow actions on the scene so that I'm not having to manually trigger these different scenes, because I've got these different breaks that I want it to switch between to add some variety. So I'm just going to select these 4 scenes. I'm going to add a follow action. Next is fine. And yeah, I want it to happen every 8 bars because I know this clip automation is 8 bars long and I want it to happen twice. So it's going to happen there. Then it's going to jump to here. I've removed the stop buttons from the bass. So the bass is going to keep playing. I've removed this stop button. So this clip is going to play through twice. And then we're going to jump to the other clip. That's going to play through twice. And then it's going to end. This is just a blank MIDI clip. And I've put that in because if there's no clips in any of these slots, because I've got next selected here, it's just going to jump back to the start and it'll loop forever, which isn't what I want. I want it to play through. So I've just put an empty MIDI clip here so that it does actually jump through here. So it'll stop the breaks, it'll stop this MIDI loop, and the video clip will play through to the end. One thing that I want to do is turn this to ignore loop and playthrough, because what that'll mean is once this MIDI automation has stopped looping, when we get to this point, the video clip will keep playing till the end and then it'll stop rather than going back to the start of the video clip. So let's just see what that looks like.
Yep, you turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Yep, you turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force.
Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Now let's go to the ring.
Cool. So that's what I meant where I had this turned off. It means it plays out at the end and then it stops. If this was on a loop mode, when it ended, it would have just gone back and started playing the video from the start again, which isn't what I want. Okay, so what I might do, I'm just thinking maybe I only want the end of this bit to slow down on the last one. So I'm going to duplicate that clip and let's just go to the speed clip automation. And I'm okay with it slowing down on this one, but maybe the first one I'll just remove it so it won't slow down, and then it's only going to slow down the last time, which is quite a nice way for it to end. One other thing that I might do is add some of these color effects. So we've got these
Probably the hardest match I ever had in my life.
color effects. So I could add some of them on some key moments just to give old Jumpin' Joe Farmer, or whatever his name is, a bit more emphasis on his words. So let's just click this. So as soon as I click it again, go to my MIDI clip and it's automatically selected it. So effects is going to control all of these, and there's 4 settings on this one. So whereas with the slices it's just 0 and 1 because they're just on and off, with this we've got no effects, invert 1, invert 2, and that grind effect. So that relates to these. So on this first MIDI clip, I think I'm gonna, well, I need to set it to no effects to begin with because I don't want there to be anything to start with. And then I'm gonna have on here, I think I'll just have this invert 1 effect just pop up for a second. And then here I'm going to put it to invert 2. Let's just see what that looks like.
Yep. You turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Yep.
Cool. And I'm going to do something similar with the second clip. We're going to have it go, again, set it to no effects to begin with. We're going to have it go to invert 1 here, I think, and then invert 2. Actually, I want this to come in straight away, I think, because I want it on that treat me.
Treat me.
So I want, yeah, kind of like I had it there. Maybe I'll do it like that. So it's,
treat me out of,
yeah.
treat me out of what's rightfully mine. Treat me out of what's rightfully mine.
And then I can, whoa, didn't want to do that. I can just copy and paste that.
Treat me out of what's rightfully mine. Treat me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full.
And then let's put something on the full force bit. Let's go for input 1.
Yep. Treat me.
I don't know why it sometimes doesn't recognize the first trigger I've got on the slice, and sometimes it does. Just, yeah, it doesn't seem to recognize it sometimes, but
yep. Treat me.
Like that.
Treat me out of what's rightfully mine. Treat me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force.
And I want to do the same for this clip, but actually it's probably going to be quicker just for me to duplicate this rather than having to redo all that and then just change the speed, because it's quicker to change the speed than it is to re-put in all that effects automation. So I wanted to just have this go down to whatever it was, and then it needs to go back up at the end. Maybe I'll just put it by there to make sure it recognizes it, because it seems to have issues recognizing it when it's close to the edge of the clip. Let's see.
Treat me out of what's rightfully mine. Treat me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full. Treat.
Was that okay?
Yep.
Huh.
Treat me out of what's rightfully mine.
I might need to bring this forward a bit. Let's see.
Treat me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full.
Yeah, maybe I'll just bring it forward like that.
Yep. Treat me out of what's rightfully mine. Treat me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full. Treat.
Cool. Oh, have I put the effects back? I think I did. Did I put them back to start at the end? No, I didn't. So I need to make sure that this goes back to no effects at the end for when it cuts back to the when the interviewer does the little outro bit. I don't want any effects on that. Okay, I think that should be everything. So let's have a look at what is hopefully our finished product.
Yep. You turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Yep. You turn the tables in a wrong way, but I don't like it. You got me mad now. Now I'm the one doing the challenging. Get in the ring with me. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full force. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full.
Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Now let's go to the ring.
Okay, so it didn't get rid of that effect at the end, and yeah, I think it's just because for some reason it doesn't like recognize it when it's right at the end. So let's just sneak it in like that, and then when I trigger this last one,
Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. Critique me out of what's rightfully mine. That's when I get angry. I'm going full.
there we go.
Jumpin' Jeff Farmer. Now let's go to the ring.
Great. So there we go. That's how you use the loop editor to set loops or slices. And that's also how you can use clip automation to automate a bunch of parameters in ZwoBot. I only used it with the speed and the slices and the color effects, but you could use that same functionality with any of these triggers and with any triggers in any of the effects modules. So it can potentially be quite a powerful tool. So hope you found that interesting, and stay tuned for some more ZwoBot videos coming soon.